How to be your own best friend. 8 ideas. Friends and relationships will come and go in life, but we will remain with ourselves forever. So, it makes sense that we learn how to be your own best friend. Psychologist Stanislava Puak-Hanovac explore 8 ways you can support and love yourself and stay happier. Most of us know how to be good friends by being supportive, kind, understanding. Also by knowing how to listen, when when to stay quiet and when to ask the right questions. Indeed, a good friend knows when to be the voice of reason and when to be the most enthusiastic cheerleader. They know when to act and when to silent be there for another, showing that they care. You surely have been a great friend in many occasions. You've saved a friend from pain. You've helped them when they had it rough. You gave them the courage they needed to pursue their talents. However, do you know how to be your own best friend? Think about it this way. You are the only friend you are guaranteed to have for as long as your life. So, it makes sense that you strive to be your own best friend. Being your own best friend, a personal reflection. I was talking to my best friend a few weeks ago. I expressed an insight I come to recently when the toughest moments of our lives come, we are mentally are utterly alone. He looked at me in silent disapproval. This thought seemed too gloomy for him with his everlasting enthusiasm and optimism. Still, it is not a pessimistic realization, even though it might seem like one at first glance. Why? Because you can be the ultimate support to yourself. You can be your own best friend who will be there with you no matter what. What I came to understand is this: whether you are surrounded by support or alone, it is ultimately you, and you alone, who goes through whatever comes your way. When you have a decision to make, a move to take, and consequences to bear, friends can help. However, when the pain comes, you are the one who will need to keep standing. You need to do the work and dig yourself out of despair. No friend, however supportive, can do it for you. You will need to be your own best friend. For several years, everything in my life was collapsing. Punches and losses kept coming without mercy, one after the other brutally strong. The agony, fear, and enthusiasm went far beyond what I could ever imagine, and I am used to enduring a lot. During those years, I was alone. No one knew what I was doing through every moment of every days for years. I was, in a way, invisible. Not only that, I was also not a very good friend to myself. In fact, I was actually my worst enemy. I loathed and scorned myself incessantly, as if what I was going through was not enough. I kept telling myself I deserved all the suffering. I probably needed a reason for putting up with what not to be put up with. Finally, it came to the point where I had this straightforward choice. I was either going to end up dead or learn how to be my own best friend. I chose the latter. How to be your own best friend. 8 ideas. So, how can you be your own best friend? There are as many ways as there are people. Indeed, we all have different needs and diverse ways of meeting them. So, we all need different nuances of support and care in friendships. This is why the first of these 8 ways to become your best friend states: 1. Get to know yourself. What is the first thing you do when you are about to befriend someone? You get to know them, of course, although we all believe we know ourselves perfectly. There are always bits and pieces hidden from our consciousness. These concealed parts of ourselves can control our lives. For this reason, psychoanalysts Newman and Berkowitz argue in their book titled How to Be Your Own Best Friend that we need to understand ourselves to the core. It means knowing both the most complex truths about ourselves as well as the magnitude of our potentials. In that way, we can become the kind of super of ourselves we would really give to others. Therefore, take time for a bit of soul searching. Journal, examine yourself. Who are you? What aches you? What motivates you? Get to know yourself. 2. Respond to your needs. A study on happiness revealed why quality friendships make you happy. You've probably heard or hopefully experienced that having great friends leads to well being and joy in life. The reason good friends help you meet your needs. They are there for you, emotionally, financially, to lend and helping hand. Therefore, if you wonder how to be your own best friend, think about what you need. Are you hungry for emotional war? Do you need a pep talk? Or do you need to hear the harsh but healthy truth? Do you need some rest? What is it exactly that you need? And now, how can you meet those needs? Help yourself as you would expect your best friend to do. 3. Understand that being your own best friend is not selfish. Sometimes we feel that we are being selfish and egocentric if we are too kind to ourselves. In my collectivistic culture, when people start taking care of their needs, they face the risk of being seen as self centered. Such a conviction is a profound obstacle to becoming your own best friend. However, what good can you truly to do the work if you are drained, depressed, lonely, unhappy, or in simpler terms, as drag icon? RuPaul put it, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love anybody else? 4. Speak to yourself as you would to your best friend. What do you say to your loved ones when you witness them beating themselves up? Probably something like, please be good to yourself. You've got this. You are a wonderful and competent person. I love you no matter what. It's going to be alright. What do you say to yourself when you fail or hit the road patch? Chances are your self talk is the opposite of how you speak to your friends. Unlike compassion, self kindness often feels unnatural. Be your own best friend. Monitor your self talk and correlate it. Commit to not saying to yourself anything that you would avoid saying to your best friend. Support yourself in the same way you would those you love. 5. Engage in self care. Similar to the previous point, here you expand to self care realm from inner talk to all sorts of acts of self kindness. How are you eating and sleeping? Are you getting enough exercise? Are you overworked? How are you taking care of your emotional needs? Are you assertive? Do you have toxic people in your life? How will you handle them? Do you meditate? Are you pursuing your hobbies? Do you have enough of what makes you happy? If you saw your best acting recklessly to the detriment of their physical and mental health, you could speak up, wouldn't you? You would encourage them to change their habits and eliminate their negatives in their lives. Therefore, you should do the same for you. I have to accept that lately I'm not my best friend because I am single since 1 month ago and I've forgotten how to be alone. But step by step, I am improving my relation with me and moderating my power to create and to stay alone. and celebrate alone my achievements. I think in these times everyone need that info and Wednesday because with the internet seeing as everyone be your friend, but at the same time we can feel more lonely because sometimes that relation aren't so good. I will be my best friend because probably I will be with me 60 years more and I don't want to bored.